Brandon back to the topic of SexxxPerTease. Today's question is monogamy obsolete? It does feel like in the gay community that open relationships are becoming more common, especially if you get on any dating app while you're single. It seems like most of the cute guys are in a relationship just looking for guys to hook up with. And personally, I knew the statistic was rising. I saw a study like years ago, maybe even like a decade ago, that said like open relationships are more common in the gay community than monogamous ones. But I do feel like I don't think there's anything wrong with being open if that's what you want, because the thought of only having sex with one person for the rest of your life can be really scary and daunting and like not appealing. But I also kind of feel like, as someone personally, for me, like I kind of feel like I do have a bias against open relationships. I just feel like that's not what I want for myself, because I just feel like it's in a way kind of like failing. It's not like failing though, but it's kind of just like I do kind of feel like monogamy and then open down here, because I feel like if I'm in an open relationship with someone, it's kind of just like, okay, like I'm still acting like I'm single, but I'm in a relationship. It's like we do have this, we're together, we love each other, etc., but we're out fucking other guys. And then it's like if you're polyamorous, it's like you're going on dates with other guys. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing like, okay, one person doesn't fulfill you, or one person gets boring, or one person like having sex with one person forever is gonna bore you. You wouldn't have sex with other people. But it's also like, as from my perspective, it's like I've been single most of my life. Like this is only my second relationship ever. So then it's like I had like nearly a decade being on dating apps. I had a decade of just random hookups, looking for a guy, looking for love, looking for that. So then it's like I don't want to be like, oh my god, I finally found someone I love, I care about, I love having sex with, I love spending time with, I love being with, I'll never get bored of. Like I'm happy and in love. And then it's like, well, let me just go back on dating apps and start fucking new people or having to look again. It's like being single is hard, and like it gets boring and annoying being single too. It's just like, okay, yay, this random guy fucked me, I had sex with another random guy. Like it was fun when I was single, but it's like I don't want to be doing that for the rest of my life. And then it's like I feel like I don't want to be the old person on dating apps. I don't want to be the old person at the club. I don't want to be the old person at the bathhouse. Like that's not cute to me. It's like, yeah, our sex is hot and fun, and like I do think there's nothing wrong with like, you know, that you wouldn't have sex with more than one person, but I just kind of feel like it's not fun just having to constantly look for new guys. Like it's kind of nice having like, I found the one for me, I want to be with him, I love him. But then again, it's like you have to know like you already went through your slut phase, you already did all that, been there, done that. It's I feel like the people that like can't handle monogamy are the ones that feel like they're missing out on something, and that they can't just be fine with this one person, because they just feel like, ooh, there are gonna be hotter guys in your boyfriend, there are gonna be like guys with bigger dicks or bigger asses, or like going to have sex with. But I just kind of feel like for me, like random sex is not fulfilling. Like it's not like how I'm gonna live the rest of my life. Like with STD scares, I'm gonna like worry about guys that can't host, can't travel, bums asking for money. Like yeah, you can have random hot sex with random people, but it's just kind of like, that's not how I want to live the rest of my life. Like that's not like what I would do when I'm like 40, 50, 60. Then if people have kids, it's like, do I still want to be like raising a family and then out having random hookups with like random guys? Like that's just not, that's not like what I imagine the life I want to live. And it's like, I knew, no, like I'm young, this relationship's still early, like we never know how we're gonna feel in the future. Like maybe you do have threesomes with your partner, maybe you do have like foursomes, or maybe you go like bathhouses or have like open experiences. So do you feel like open experiences are different than when you're just open? Because it's like if you're doing everything together, you're not like fully 100% like open, because it's like we only play together. But then it's like if you do stuff like separately, like knowing like your man's out going out fucking other people, like some people can handle that and some people can't. And then knowing like your man's texting a new man while in bed with you and like you're okay with that, like some people are okay with that. And I feel like that's fine if that's your thing, and I also think it's fine if it's not your thing. Like I feel like people are starting to like try to like shame people for wanting monogamy still, but I do feel like the problem with monogamy is like lots of people do end up cheating or feeling unfulfilled, or like maybe they aren't complete by one person. But I also kind of feel like lots of people are like don't want to be restricted to one person, but then they also can't handle that the person they're dating is going to be out, not limited to one person either. So I feel like that's really the more fucked up part. Like people want people to do whatever they want. They don't want the person they're with to be able to do what they want. So that's like really what's not fair to me. Like if you do want to be not restricted to one person and you do want to be in a relationship, then you have to be fine with like your partner's going to be out doing the same thing too. And then it also just gets messy too, because then it's like, okay, we both live in the same city and we're picking from the same guys and we're in a relationship. So now it's like, you're gonna fuck someone I know, and someone else gonna be able to come and be like, oh, I fucked your man last night. Like, that shit does not sit right with me. Or like, there's a gay I don't like, and then my man like hooks up with them. Like, I don't like that. That just causes more drama and problems. And I feel like open relationships do cause like more drama and problems, because it's also just like, there is always that possibility, like, they could start falling for someone else. What if they're bored with you, you open up your relationship, and then you start fucking other people, and then now it's like they develop feelings for someone else, and then you get dumped. And I mean, like, yeah, that could possibly happen if you are monogamous, but then if they're cheating, then it's like, you already know, like, you're a cheater, we're over. But it's like, we decided to be open, but you're still supposed to be like loyal and faithful to me, but you decided that you want more than just fucking with this other person, and you want to start seeing them romantically, or the other person catches feelings for you, and then what's our problems for us? Like, it's just messy, and I don't want a messy life going forward. It's just like, I waited so long to be in a relationship to find love, and I feel like it is like, most gays are single because it's like, it's so hard to find a real stable relationship. Yet when people get in relationships, they just want to like start fucking other people and still act like they're single. Like, that's not what I want personally. I do feel like if you do want an open relationship, yeah, that's fine, that works for you, but it doesn't work for everyone else. So I feel like you do need to find someone that does make sure, like, are they monogamous or do they want to be open? Personally speaking, right now at this point in my life, I want to be monogamous. It's also, I've never been in a long-term monogamous relationship. I had my entire 20s to fuck with hundreds of guys, to hook up with constant guys, to be on dating apps for like a decade, to like date around, explore my options, travel, hook up, go to bathhouses, sex clubs, sex parties, etc. I've been there, done that. And I feel like it is important that if you still know that you want to explore, hook up with other people, do random stuff, you should do that before you enter a relationship. Or if you do find someone to be in a relationship with, that's also fine with you doing that. The problem is, like, we're on like different paths and timelines and like journeys depending on when we came out, when we got in our first relationship, when we like experienced being in a serious relationship, when we experienced being monogamous, etc. Like, we all are on different timelines of what we want at the same time. It's really hard to find someone that wants the same thing at the same time. So that's the biggest thing. I don't think monogamy is obsolete. I don't think there's anything wrong with monogamy. I think it's healthy to want to focus on one person and not want to have to spend the rest of your life on dating apps or random hookups, worrying about STDs, worrying about your partner bringing home STDs, to like worry who your man's out with, to constantly like be acting like we're single but we're together. I honestly personally feel like I could not 100% be in love with someone and be in an open relationship. I feel like if I settle for someone, yeah, an open relationship might be cool. I don't think I could 100% genuinely love someone and still want to be on dating apps, fucking other guys, going to the bathhouse, going to sex parties, etc. I definitely would have to feel like, you know what, I'm not sexually fulfilled by my man, I still love him and like spending time with him, but I'm not 100% all into it, so I'm gonna explore it elsewhere. But I can't give my all to someone knowing like I'm not giving myself to other guys. And I want a man that also feels the same way. Like, I want a man that's focused is me and our relationship, and not that he still wants to act like he's single but still come home to me. Because again, we're not focusing or fulfilling each other if we have to still be fulfilled by other forces. Like, I believe in monogamy. I don't think there's anything wrong with monogamy. I don't think monogamy is obsolete. I think it's nice to want to be with one person. Yes, I do feel like monogamy has been a social construct and marriage is a social construct, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with that, because again, we fall in love. We want to be in love. Many of us do just want to be with one person, or we had our time to be single and we don't want to be single forever, and we don't want to be living the single life forever. Like, it can be fun going on dating apps, sex parties, sex clubs, bathhouses, etc., fucking whoever you want, not have to worry about it. That is fun. I've done it, been there, done that. But again, I don't want to be doing that forever, and I want to be on that doesn't want to be doing that forever. So find someone that wants the same type of relationship you do, whether it's monogamous, whether it's open, whether it's you play together, whether you play separately. Just find someone that wants the same thing as you, and don't enter a relationship until you know for sure that this is the one person you want to focus on, and that no other person is really going to like distract you or make you want to be with them besides your partner. Thanks for joining me for this episode of SexxxPerTease.